Can I ask a question? Is it a rule after talking to you and Lewis that if you move from New York, you have to constantly tell people how much better New York is than everywhere else?
I don't think New York is better. No,
Yeah, I don't.
I grew up in New York as a kid. Yeah,
That's gonna be.
no.
Never mind, never mind. Cut that, cut that. He does not like that.
Ask him; he'll tell you.
No, I'm not. I'm not asking him anything about New York anymore, ever again. I'm not gonna. I've vastly misinterpreted it. Well, I know you don't want to go back because you pay attention to crosswalk signs now, so you're assimilating.
No way.
Yeah,
That's not true.
yeah, we
You
did.
take that back.
I can't take that back. I saw it with my own eyes. Everyone smile for the camera. Nice.
There's no AI in that camera. It's from 2010.
Let's go.
Thank you very much, everybody, for showing up today. So they canceled Proposition 33 from being spoken on less than 18 hours before. How many people here took time off of work or school to show up today that they otherwise could have spent making money? How many of you can afford to take that time off of work or school and lose out on making money?
It cost me a hotel room.
One of the things that they were saying, if you read through that company's blog, the one that's making these cameras, they said the reason that they make them as obtrusive and disgusting as they are is because people behave differently when they're under surveillance. Based on how they changed the date of the hearing so quickly and didn't let any of you in to speak on it, it seems like the Austin City Council changes their behavior when they're under surveillance as well. Hello.
Got something that I noticed.
Let me see.
Texas state legislation passed 86R HB 1631
What
in
is that?
2019, banning the use of red light cameras.
And that was for privacy, right?
I don't care what it was for. It's illegal.
It seems you've forgotten 86R HB 1631. Would you like a reminder? Yes, I would. It seems. I like it. You know your laws. What's your name, my friend?
Nick,
Thank you for coming out. What do we have here? It seems you've forgotten 86R HB 1631. Would you like a reminder? We have a red light over here and the Clippy.
so
What is this about?
in 2019, House Bill 1631 was proposed to ban automated red light cameras in Texas. The Texas State Congress, both the House and the Senate, voted 3-1, and then it was signed by the governor 2 weeks later to ban automated red light cameras. Automated cameras are illegal in Texas. Texas has spoken. And I drove all the way out here from Houston just to say Flock is in Houston and the cops are already misusing it.
What happens in Houston?
So, like any official surveillance tool, cops have to log why they're using it. There's a suspect or a reason header. They're putting in stuff like ASDF or Donut.
ASDF is legitimate.
Well, don't forget my favorite, sus.
It means their computer
Sus,
was freezing.
right.
Sus is my favorite.
Yeah, but Donut doesn't.
See, and I was reading up on how this is audited, and some of the municipalities that have gotten rid of it got rid of it after they realized after 3 years there was no audit of it. And I think like you've essentially put ChatGPT into a camera without a log and allowed people to type in anything into it. Like, and what I'm afraid of, a lot of people don't get is when they say, well, these are not facial recognition cameras. They're not there for that. They're just there for the license plates. All it takes is clicking one model, changing that model into something else, and then typing in, show me everybody that you think, who do you think this person voted for? Show me everybody you think has the same political opinions as him. Can you make a pattern of where those people travel on Friday night? Like, you're clicking 2 or 3 clicks to get a model that does that.
I have
As the ability of it.
2 things to say about that, Mr. Rossman. About political parties, the reason why this is called 86R, this was a Republican bill. This was nonpartisan and or bipartisan. Second, I know you said do not accept the presence of assholes, but if Flock wants to call itself a traffic camera only, please see HB 1631 banning traffic cameras.
I like your saying better. I usually say don't accept the premise of assholes, but don't accept the presence of assholes is actually way better. Can I steal that?
You could use it because it was just a flub.
I will steal that. No, the point taken, because it's one or the other.
Yeah.
Like you could say, if it's a facial recognition camera, or it can be used for that, that's horrible. And if it is used for
Traffic
traffic,
purposes,
then-
it's already illegal. It's been illegal since 2019. June 2nd, signed in by Governor Abbott, who I believe is still there. Thank you.
You seem impassioned about this issue.
Oh, I'm angry.
I am as well. I like it. They actually got people to honk.
Hell yeah. I kind of want that going in the background.
Honk if you hate mass surveillance.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it's contrary to the purpose of our public parks. I think the park is the only green place in Austin, the only place that isn't developed like the rest of this. And I think it's disgusting to buy hardware that has the capability to blast loud music from a bullhorn for our parks.
What's interesting, the contract was something like $400,000 to $2 million. And they were talking about how 90% of the issues that were occurring in the parks were in 3 of the 400 parks. So when you look at the cost of it, you could put a police officer in that park there to actually watch when it happens for less money than what it actually costs to install the cameras that are going to inform him so that he could drive there to find it.
It's an incredible amount. You know, the proposal alone, the request for that hardware alone for people to bid on it is, I don't even understand why they need that hardware. I don't know what their justification is.
No.
That's fine. I have such a better idea of exactly what I need for September.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to
I mean,
be way
that's
better.
part of what this is, right?
You have the same shoe. Whoa.
Oh, really?
That's
What?
crazy.
His is cooler. They're Doc Martens.
You're
Mine are
wearing a
just the-
protest shoe. I'm wearing like the man shoe.
Oh.
You're wearing the shoes of the
Thank you.
people who are against the cameras. I'm wearing the shoe of the people who are in favor of the camera. I really have to get the. That's.
You're wearing
I have
the
to dress.
District 10
Yes,
shoes.
I have to. What's that supposed to mean? She said I'm wearing the District 10 shoe.
It's an inside joke. Inside joke.
That's fucked up. Okay, let me know when everybody's in. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is the man who emailed me not once, twice, 4 times, and eventually I finally read it and learned all about these cameras. You inspired me to write this article and notice it. I've seen the word flock, but I just never looked into it as much as I should have. So thank you for informing me where I was ignorant. I appreciate it. This would not, I wouldn't have done this without you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what made you want to come out here today, and what made you want to email me the first time you emailed me?
I didn't feel like I really had anything else that I could do that was reasonable. You seem like the type of person that can handle this best. And this, I think this demonstration has proved that. This has been very civil, and it's been, you've had people driving by honking horns all day, and a lot of viewership, and I don't know, you were just the first person that I thought of when I noticed these cameras going up.
Thank you. So when did you first find out about them, and what was the thing that sent you over the edge of saying, no, I'm drawing my line here?
Because I consider it a national security issue. I think you have local officials who don't really understand the ramifications of what they're doing. And they're approving this equipment to be installed in many US cities. And because this data is being aggregated together and it's in the control of one private company, you have one private company that effectively operates and controls a surveillance network that spans the entire continental United States. To me, I think that's a national security problem. I can't verify that company is totally American, or that there aren't foreign actors in that company, or their intent, or whether or not they're controlling their encryption keys properly. I don't know what their security looks like. And I think that if you had a foreign actor, they would be able to absolutely come into that company and co-opt it.
You know, everything you've said makes complete sense. However, my concern is with what Ben Jordan was showing in one of his videos. I'm paraphrasing, I probably got a little bit wrong, but he was saying the Wi-Fi password to these cameras was either could be cracked within minutes, or it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. So forget about the foreign actors or who owns the company. If the password to one camera is 1, 2, 3, 4, and getting access to that one allows you access to the rest of it, it's kind of like the meme of your local municipality, like a small town somewhere in like North New Hampshire, and the copyright date on the website is like 2004, and the WordPress hasn't been updated since 2007, and like you install, who's going to maintain all of that infrastructure? Are they going to do it properly? And the best way to deal with that is to not install the ability to do that in the first place if it's not actually benefiting your citizens. So there's a lot of risk, and I would take on the risk if it was worth it, but but this doesn't make sense.
No, it's there may be organizations that have the ability to track people to this degree, but you're providing it to local police, and I think that's extremely contentious for a lot of reasons. There is no oversight. I think it is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, but certainly that can be argued all day. Just setting the precedent of saying, okay, you can go install all these cameras all over the place that have solar panels, means that that's what the people expect. Who is to stop somebody from going and setting up more cameras that look very similar? There's a lot of different ways that this could fail security.
I didn't think of that, because one of the things that the company said is they said Livewire Technologies, that we want to make them big and imposing because people will behave differently when they know that they're being surveilled. So they want you to be used to the idea of that being there. So if I become used to it, like one of my old employees who had he did a little experiment when I was picking up a desk at Home Depot. He had like all this construction stuff. He had a vest, and he's very official looking. Like he had his clipboard and everything. He had a clipboard, the hat, and so in the middle of Midtown Manhattan, on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue, he was able to create what essentially looked like a construction zone, so that I could get a desk and put it in the car without having to deal with like miserable crap from Home Depot. And what I found funny about that is everybody just accepted it. Nobody asked, do you have a permit to be here? Nobody asked, why are you blocking traffic in one of the most busy intersections of the country for this? Because they just expect it. When I see somebody with that hat and a clipboard and the reflective vest and a truck that looks like this, he thinks in his head, that's totally fine. So if you get people used to having that camera, who's stopping somebody else from putting it up there for any period of time? What would they do with it?
It doesn't matter how good the system is. You still have that social engineering aspect.
And somebody's going to do that, and somebody's going to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Ben Jordan was able to if he could break into one camera and he could read the license plates and go through all of this for all these different areas in the entire city, I'm sure there's somebody that's maybe not as ethical as he is that could do the same thing and actually look through the data or not blur it or use it to stalk people that they don't like.
Of course. That's there's no way to verify that isn't happening right now.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for
Louis.
coming out.
I posted this stuff on Reddit. We've done 50,000 views in the Austin subreddit in the past couple of days. I'm an artist in the city, and it's my job to get people outside. So I've done a lot of work to try and get people outside. And I just want you to know that anytime you tell us to be somewhere, you're not going to be out there alone.
Thank you. That's awesome. What makes you against this?
A lot of things. I'm a very radicalized person. I think we need to normalize being radicalized, and I think reform widespread in our society is very important to the future and to the people who are here right now and who will be here for the rest of our lives.
I love it.
Also, how many people here didn't even know that Austin had all these cameras up in the first place?
Yeah.
That's by design. They do not want you to know. This is why they cancel city council meetings. This is why they try to keep it secret. This is why Flop holds secret meetings with city council, because they don't want you to have any say about it, because they know people don't want to be surveilled every fucking time they leave the house. So you're showing up here today, and that is so important. They're not even talking about it today, and we're here. Next time they're gonna have it, we're gonna be here, and they know that.
What made you come out today?
I am a big cybersecurity expert. I'm currently taking classes at ACC for cybersecurity, and it's been a big hobby of mine. And one of the things I know from watching over the years different industries in tech is that when it comes to these companies, they don't care about the average person when it comes to security. So have you ever seen Shodan.io?
I haven't. Sounds
It
familiar.
was back in like early 2010s. It was basically a free registry of any kind of accessible camera all over the world. So like IP cameras, anything like that. You could just search it up and find it because people had already made a database for it. and been searching them out. So you could randomly connect to somebody's camera, whatever, it was somebody's baby monitor, it was somebody's traffic camera, somebody's surveillance camera outside their business. And, you know, these are the same kind of companies that are creating this active technology. So when it comes to implementing this stuff and actively using it, when you showed how police officers were using it to stalk people and things like that, it shows that they don't care who it's being used against as long as they're getting paid, because they're not beholden to us. They're beholden to the people who they sign these contracts for, who they get to sign these contracts for. And these people don't care that they're spying, that they're being misused.
That's messed up.
So one of the things you had said before is you would ask somebody how they thought the culture of Austin would be changed by a system like this. And one of the things I had thought about previously is that when they say that surveillance changes how you act, there's also an implicit not surveilling you change is different from how you act under surveillance. And we have to surveil you in order to make sure you're acting right. So it implicitly puts in people's minds the ideas of, am I being surveilled right now? Right. How should I be acting? And for people who are explicitly going to try and break the law, you know, they're going to be watching for these cameras now. When you set them up, when you make them obvious, you know, you were mentioning blaring music, things like that. It just makes it more obvious that, you know, you're under surveillance, and it makes it more obvious when it's not there. It's kind of a broken windows kind of thing where you've got people who are now watching for areas that are not being surveilled so that they can make it, so that they can do whatever they want. It makes those areas worse. I think there have actually been studies. I know there have been studies on blue light, or it might have been red light. I don't remember offhand. It's been a while since I looked, where they had hinged light for at night for overhead lamps for like city streets. And they found that blue light tended to make people commit less crimes. But what they also found because it's brighter, essentially. But they also found that in the areas that didn't have blue lighting, the crime got worse after they started implementing it, because you can obviously tell what areas people aren't going to be watching. So it's a very much you're changing the culture of how people think and act with this in ways that you aren't necessarily prepared for. That's all I really wanted to say. It's just, you know, when you do that,
Unintended consequences.
yes,
So like when you mess with this little thing, you never know what's going to happen somewhere else.
exactly.
Well, there's also the point you mentioned, like
That's right.
by design, surveillance is meant to be not very seen in a lot of places. They want you to think, am I being surveilled? Constantly. You internalize that surveillance, even if you're not actually being watched. It's like the classic Foucault's panopticon, right?
Yeah, 1984 kind of stuff.
Right. Even if you're not being watched, you're going to act accordingly because you're afraid that you're going to be watched.
And that's kind of some of the other, well, I won't mention that, but
That bee is watching it.
yeah.
No.
That is.
One of the other things that I forgot, that I did say before that I forgot to say, is
The Black
I
Mirror
mentioned
episode with
the-
bees.
yeah.
I'm not suicidal, by the way.
I'm not either. I imagine you're not. One of the things I want to mention is that it also takes it from being a moral obligation to act right to being a physical obligation to act right. I mentioned picking up your kids late at daycare, where people were acting better. People were more likely to pick up their kids before they had implemented this $1 fee for picking up your kids late. And then they took the $1 fee away and it was stuck. People were just even more likely, because now there's, you know, you've taken that moral obligation away. You're not expected to do that.
Yeah.
You're saying, I'm not expected to act right when I'm not being surveilled.
Would you like to?
I really don't like the fact that it's not even the government control, it's a private entity.
Yeah.
And that, and that it's not even the state of Austin, it's nationwide. So it's a national security threat. It's way bigger than just surveillance. But just on the ground level, you've got a hectic, noisy, just horrible, in some aspects, a city. And we had a beautiful private park, and you can't even go to sit down and have a picnic without the threat of somebody sitting in a dark room with a swivel chair monitoring what I'm doing with my children. And that's freaking ridiculous. I should be able to go to that park anytime I want and commune with whatever nature's left without having somebody watching what the hell I'm doing. It's absolutely not American.
Data to who knows where, right? You can't even go to Austin City Council and know where it's even going.
And you know, today's cyber world, who's smart enough to hack that data and get that data? And how are they going to use it? And like he mentioned, selective enforcement, that's horrible. That's a horrible thought.
Terrible, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you don't like the thought of being surveilled all the time. And
No, I don't think we have that expectation. I mean, where does it end? Okay. You know, it moves into our cell phones and our TVs and our electronic appliances. And one of the reasons why I advocate Lewis so much is his right to repair and his right to own. And, you know, if I buy something, it's mine. I should be able to do what I want to do with it. Just like I should be able to go down the street and not be expected to be tracked. You know, if I want to go to a certain church, if I want to go to a certain bar, what if I want to go visit my doctor? What if I want to have a meeting of some people like this? Does somebody get to know where I was and when I left and how long I was there and what I was doing? That's not America.
I mean, they do sometimes.
That's totalitarianism. You know, Eric.
Eric.
Yeah, yeah, same.
It was at Ross. So I was live streaming it. I'm recording. Here's the funny thing. The recording has 2 separate audio tracks, right, for this and this, but the live stream is one.
Okay.
So for the recording, all the conversations are recorded. For the live stream, people heard me talking to people at the same time that they heard you talking to people.
Oh, shit. Okay. What's
It's
it
fine.
now?
Both.
Okay.
I was muting when I was having stupid conversations. A lot of engaged people.
Yeah.
This is cool. A lot of.
But yeah, and these are the people that were able to come out on Thursday at 10 a.m.
Mm.
These are the people that were able to come out Thursday at 10 a.m. Imagine if they were actually talking about it.
This is Thursday at 10 a.m. on a day and a half, 2 days notice.
Yeah.
For September 25th, there's going to be carry the 2, 27 days notice.
Yeah. Carry the 2. A lot more people.
A lot more people.
A lot more people.
I'm going to make sure every single day that people know 25th. Do you think that they actually think that less people are going to show up in a month, or like what you
I
know
think
more
they
about the
might
city
have-
council than
Well,
I
I
do.
think they might have thought that before today.
Walk me through the thought process of Austin City Council, because
Well-
I've never shown up here before.
I mean, at first I should clarify, we do have some allies on City Council. Councilman Zoe, Mayor Pro Tem Fuentes, and especially Councilmember Siegel
Okay.
have been real proponents of getting this kind of really dangerous AI surveillance out of Austin. Siegel and Zoe and Fuentes, they all came out. We had a press conference about getting Flock to get the fuck out of our city.
Yes.
And they came out to speak about it. So we have some people that support us. They may have pushed it back. We don't know if it was especially nefarious that they did so, but we also don't know because they didn't give us any explanation.
I find it weird that so many people see that as a win. It's like, look, they're not talking about it. It's like, yeah, they're going to talk about it next month. And then this happens so often. Like I brought that one example with PayPal where they wanted to start this new thing where they don't refund the merchant services fee. So if I want
Right.
to refund the customer who made a $1,000 order by mistake, I either have to charge them a $30 restocking fee or I have to eat it. You didn't have to do
Right.
that before. But Amazon doesn't pay them. There was a lot of outrage, and then 3 or 6 months later, they just reintroduced it once nobody cared anymore.
Right. They
You know,
wait.
there's
They bet that public memory is short
Well,
and their tactics will come back eventually
There's
because they
this-
pay people to be here. They pay people to watch. They pay their representatives to come and lobby congressmen.
I don't know if anybody has done a compilation of this, but if somebody were to take a clip of every time Trump has said in 2 weeks X will occur, I think that would be a 2-hour-long YouTube video. But I mean, there is
Probably.
this 2 weeks is about public memory because
Yeah.
in 2 weeks you will forget, and I think they think in 1 month. And I'm not maybe not as being as charitable as you are. It was that nobody's going to show up again, or there'll be that pain of I showed up, they didn't listen to me, I had to find
Right.
parking, I paid for parking,
Right.
I took off work, my girlfriend's pissed at me because of
Right.
$200 behind. Like, do I really want to do that again?
Right.
So
I mean,
it's-
that's fair.
Yeah, it's our job to make sure that next time it's not 30 or 50 people that show up, but 300 or 500 people that show up.
Absolutely. I
Every
mean,
single time. Like, they just don't go away.
this is just such a small sample who are already so upset and didn't know. That's the big thing. Didn't even know there were cameras already in Austin tracking them so extensively. You know, imagine if people actually knew and they weren't able to push this stuff through without anybody knowing. They know that people would come and they know that people would come out, which is why they tried to do it
How
secretly.
many of the cameras that you see here are that one versus this one? Maria, can you turn the camera to point at that lovely AI-powered thing that is likely cost
Now, to be
50
clear, Austin, a little bit ago, canceled its contract with Flock, or I should say paused it. They're expecting it to come back in December
Yeah.
to re-vote on, which
Man.
we'll be here for.
Man.
We'll be here for. But the infrastructure is still up. We don't know what's going to happen to that. We don't know if they're going to take it down. We don't know if they're going to put anything else on it. We don't know.
What I don't understand is I looked at the stats of it. Let's say I were to accept the premise that this is to reduce crime. If I were to accept your premise that this is because there's this horrible problem, 90% of the crimes that are getting committed where people are having their cars broken into are happening in about 3 parks.
Right.
Because Austin has 400 parks. You can't be in every park at the same time. But if 90% of them in 3 parks, you're talking about a $400,000 to $2 million contract. If you have 3 parks, 1 policeman in each park is less than doing all those cameras. And then
Right.
instead of having a camera there that can watch the person who doesn't give a fuck that the camera's there, because
Right.
after before I moved to Bed-Stuy, I lived around the border of like East New York and Brownsville
Right.
in New York for 6 months, and people they smile at the camera and they do what they want to do anyway.
Right.
So instead of having that, you could actually have a police officer there for less money.
For $2 million,
Yes.
you could probably do that.
Spelling it right, correct? I don't have made a mistake, or did I?
Oh, Lewis at rossmangroup.com. 2 S's, 2 N's. I eventually read them. The person who informed me about this.
Who are you saying that to?
Yeah, the 2 S's in Rossman and 2 N's. Yeah, it's Lewis at rossmangroup.com. It's like the CAPTCHA. I don't have a CAPTCHA. It's just you have to spell my name right and I read your email.
Is that the Brennan Center for Justice?
If I had bought rossmangroup.com with 1 N, I'm sure my inbox would be triple the size. No, 1 S in Lewis, 2 S's in Rossman. My name is a CAPTCHA.
Your name is a
The
caption?
spelling of my name is a CAPTCHA.
Hey, Lewis, thanks for putting this on.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for coming out.
Things to say about how he works with the homelessness population in Austin.
One of the arguments that I was making in New York City is like they were spending about $4,500 to $5,000 per month at this shelter. It was a nonprofit started by Cuomo. The director of it got about $500,000 a year. This is back 12 years ago. And let's say that you think, well, homelessness is not something that you can solve. You can't solve, but we have to have this hostile design and everything.
Right.
You can get a lot of people to agree with. What if we just didn't give the governor, the governor's nonprofit, $5,000 a month, or for emergency service, $900 a night for a nonprofit that pays its executive director $500,000 a year, that also puts money in to reelect Andrew Cuomo. Like, even if you're somebody who just doesn't care about this issue at all, do
Yeah.
you like seeing your money go to this?
Yeah, do you like efficiency? Do you like your money actually
'cause
being
there was-
spent to do something?
There was this one bill that was proposed. There was going to be like for people who have this issue, it was going to be $1,000 to $1,500 a month. These vouchers for different types of housing in areas that most people don't want to live in anyway. Like, let's say you're against the spending on that. They're saying let's do that instead of this. So you get like $4,500 a month per person, or $900 a night, into Andrew Cuomo, into the nonprofit started by Cuomo that contributes to the fund to reelect Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
Or you could actually have it go into this, and it's 1/3 the money.
I'm sure he's seen that happen in Austin.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would love to
Yeah.
look into that.
Well, you also just got to think, like, again, if you wanted to do this in an affordable way or a reasonable way, like the city could develop its own technology. You could have some privacy considerations. Like, what are these things? What are the fundamental costs of these versus all the lobbying, all the corporate buy-in and stuff like that? So, I don't know.
To have to repay for month after month, year after year.
Yeah, so it's just frustrating. But thanks for bringing everyone's attention to this.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
We want you to run for mayor.
I don't want to get shot.
I do. I appreciate you so much, though, in
I
organizing.
want to see how my
this.
city council person votes on this. I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah.
If he votes differently, I would 100% run for city council against a person in my addition.
All right.
But
Yeah.
I have other things to do
We
with-
followed your work for a lot of years with the right to repair and the right to ownership.
if your son hadn't emailed me about this, I wouldn't have got it. He sent me 3 or 4 emails. I get about 300 a day.
I know.
Some of these emails I respond to a week late, sometimes a month, sometimes worst case like 11 months, but I read every single one. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that I read his and took the time for it.
Yeah, he's an
He helped
intelligent,
make my article better on it too.
he's an intelligent kid.
Very. There's something I noticed was really weird. Back when the Edward Snowden thing happened, there was this divide. And maybe it was just because I had a small circle of people that I knew, and either family, friends, business associates. But when the Snowden leaks happened around 10 years ago, there was this weird divide around the age of 42 or 44, where everybody that I knew over 44 said, like, you have to have some trust in the government, like, what do you have to hide? And everybody below that said, fuck this is illegal. And it was weird. It wasn't a Democrat-Republican thing. It wasn't
Well,
wasn't a
this
like
is
type of worker
This
thing.
is not nonpartisan in my point
Yeah.
of view. Very.
It really seemed to be along those age lines, and I was kind of curious, was the last generation before me, or my parents' generation, more trusting of government than I am, or than this one?
Well, I'm certainly in that generation. Back in the day, you didn't have all of this. You didn't have all of this surveillance, and
They've made this
you know,
cost-
we were free to roam, so to speak.
because they
And there wasn't selective enforcement going on, which I feel happens in our society too often. And yeah, I think maybe we were more trusting, but I've certainly grown to be less trusting.
I hope people are a little bit less trusting.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. You know, you got to get down to what it's really about. What is it really about? It's not to fix the problem in the park.
Doesn't seem like it. One more beer.
Yeah. Like we got to do something with this Clippy.
I thought you were leaving.
What does your shirt say?
Huh?
I only read the beginning of it
It
before.
says music is life. The rest is just details.
Oh, cool.
My mom got it for me.
Oh, I like it. Very nice shirt.
Hey man, I just wanted to say nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you. What's your name?
Kanauri.
Awesome. What
You
me?
really have inspired me in a lot of things. Like,
Thank you.
I am a person that also fights for change, like as much as I can, right? Like within my limitations. And it really was a pleasure to meet you today. I might need to like leave early, unfortunately.
By
Like,
all means, I just have it. Thank you for showing up at all, even for 20 seconds, just to have it seen. 'Cause well, the thing that used to get me is that in 2015 this happened. I went to this assembly person's office in New York State.
Yes.
And I brought a motherboard that was broken. I just needed a wire put on it. And I showed this thing costs about $1,000. Apple charges $1,000 to fix it. The only thing I need is the schematic that they won't give me. I run this wire and make it work.
yeah.
And he's listening to, and I said, why are you against this? And he said, well, the Apple person told me that when you run this wire on this board, you're actually turning a Mac into a PC, and then you're misrepresenting it as if it's still a Mac to your customer after you're done,
Yeah.
which is fraud. And and I'm just thinking, like, why did you believe that? What do you? And he says, oh, nobody else showed up. No, you showed up. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I start talking to him about something else, and he's ignoring me, looking at some papers in his desk. And I'm like, are you even listening to me talk? And he said, I'm co-sponsoring your bill, asshole. And he signed it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It only took one person showing up. And that's when I realized, like, the real red pill to all of it is that it's not all about lobbying, conspiracy, and everything else, that nobody actually shows up.
Yes,
And nobody shows up
absolutely.
because everybody believes that it's pointless.
Yeah.
And then when somebody shows up and nothing happens, that kind of reinforces. Like today, for instance. Like, I was going to show up, they canceled it. See, there's no point.
Yeah, no,
And
we still
I
need
want
to
the
show
opposite
up.
to happen. I want
Yeah.
you to see, no, that should make more people show up. And when more people show up, there should be something different that happens. And when something
Yeah.
different happens, maybe you'll get the kick of dopamine that you need to show up again and create the actual real
Yeah,
change.
no,
you wanna
I
see.
watched the video late at
Yeah.
night. I was like, they canceled this shit. We're still going though.
Yeah, I'm
like,
happy
I don't
you did.
mind. Like,
Thank you for
yeah,
taking your
no,
time. I know
absolutely.
you have things to do.
Literally, like I mentioned it earlier, but I think it was part of the recording that went missing. I said, hey, might as well show up right now because it might be the last time I literally leave my house if they do install these fucking cameras. So might as well go out now before that happens.
Yes. I don't blame you.
Yeah, no,
Everybody,
absolutely not.
like, there was this guy, Ben Jordan, who made a YouTube video on how to, he put very strange spots in a transparent sheet that went over his license plate. And after he did that, the license plate didn't look like a license plate to the computer anymore. It looked like a triangle or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a new wire.
Oh God.
Well, it was static on my cable. I think I got a new one.
You have pretty good audio.
I never have working tech anywhere that I go.
That you are sick with cancer or you have bipolar disorder before
Now I can be
you
afraid
even know.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I was showing in my phone with that image program I was using. If I search for borderline personality disorder, a friend of mine with borderline personality disorder shows up. And more importantly, if I search cancer patient, a picture of a friend that actually does have cancer showed up. But this was about 3 or 6 months before he was diagnosed with it. And this is this isn't like some hyper crazy model. This is just some shit that I downloaded off of Hugging Face that's running on a Celeron from 2018 in my closet.
Yeah.
It's running on an Intel NUC, and it's good enough to tell all that.
And to your point about public funds, I mean, they're going to sell this to public hospitals, right? As a way to tout, hey, we're going to treat disease. And a part of that is really good. But the main part of that is not their business model. It's taking that data and being able to plug it into other systems and sell and create a comprehensive profile.
It's called interoperability.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm very
For
much
them,
in
but
favor.
not for us.
I'm very much in favor of interoperability.
Yeah,
Isn't that one of the DMCA Section 1201 exemptions?
it is.
Yes, interoperability. You're allowed to break a digital lock for the purposes
Yeah.
of
Wait, for the purposes of what?
interoperability. No, it's just this
What
is
does
one of
that
the
mean
areas.
exactly?
It means multiple systems working together. So, like, if a treadmill company stops me from using a free app on my treadmill,
Yeah.
I can break the lock inside of it so that I could use my app on my treadmill again. We just gave somebody $20,000 for that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
For like this company Echelon, they make exercise bikes, and
Yes.
So they sent out an update to all the bikes that said you can only use our application. You can't use third-party ones anymore.
Yeah,
Their application after that just so happens to have an advertisement in it for their services. It's shit. And they also have a subscription. It's a right. So if you can break a digital lock, but one of the things is to enable interoperability. So I'm very much a fan of interoperability, but it doesn't sound like you're a fan of interoperability in this sense.
I mean, maybe if we were allowed to have interoperable systems, they love interoperability for them. It makes them money.
I would love the AI camera that's in my bathroom to be able to speak to the hospital and the insurance company
Yeah.
and the school and everything else.
Yeah, and then your
The
insurance
AI
rate goes
camera
up.
is.
Yes.
What is that supposed to? What is that supposed to encompass? Like, is that for the hospitals? Is that you're talking about?
Are you talking about like what we were talking about earlier, Palantir?
How many of you showed up today?
Watch your step, Mr. Rossman.
Oh, arthritis. Water?
What's going on? I'm good. I'm good right now. Thank you, though.
I will
Water?
take one. Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Water.
I'll put it by my phone. Thanks.
I will get you a water.
Thank you.
Oh, arthritis. Oh, dude, Jesus. I would like to do some close-ups now that I don't have to care about having my laptop in the shade anymore.
Blaze
Oh.
pointed out this older woman has been following you for a very, very long time. And came out to court today. He said she was very interesting. She's living in Brooklyn.
I'm gonna talk to her. Give me a sec. I'm gonna give this lady water.
I gotta get back to work.
Hey, pleasure. Sorry. I'm all sweaty and disgusting, but thank you so much. What's your name?
Christian.
Pleasure meeting you, my friend.
I'll be back. See you in September.
See you in September. Nice attitude. Okay. Can you hold this for the people who are talking? By this thing, not the thing that I told you not to do. I was doing the entire time actually. And
Okay.
and I actually broke one of
Oh
them.
shit. Okay. Should I?
Yeah, just grab it from here. There we go.
He does dressage, but
Yeah.
now he's so into designing. I think he forgot he had a horse.
Hello.
How you doing?
It's a pleasure meeting you, my friend.
You too.
What's your name?
Jill, like Jack and Jill.
You said you were from Brooklyn. What part?
I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I left there in '79 though. I remember I was watching you when you was looking for a place to rent, and you kept going to these places, and you finally found out that a lot of them wasn't trying to really rent. They just had the place sit there, and they must have been getting something from the state or something. I remember you did that was so interesting, that whole thing. You trying to find a place.
I figured it out eventually. What they do is they want to have, the idea is if we lower the value of what we're renting it for, let's say we say it's $5,000 a month instead of 15, now you have to say the building is worth 33% as much as it was before. So that would lower the property value. So then you have to go back to every investor that invested in the building and tell them that the building is now worth less, it's worth 33% what it was before. And if you do that, then they all lose their money. And they don't want to do that. So you have to get 60 different institutional investors to agree to lower the rent. And
Never.
they don't want the investment value to go down.
Yeah.
Now let's say that happens. Let's say that the building is $10 million and now it's only worth $3 million. The bank is going to say, wait, you were using the building as collateral for your mortgage. So if it's only worth 3 instead of 10, you have to give me $7 million right now. And they don't have $7 million. So the entire thing is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
was very
it is,
interesting.
right.
And the sad I see a lot of it, like when I walk around downtown here, it's
got
either
it?
like Sweet Green and Fogo de Chao or retail space for lease. And I think that's going to wind up happening in more parts of the country.
Oh,
hope
so you will have to build your own place. Get some Musk's little houses instead of put them all together, so you don't have to go to any of these people.
I've been learning a lot about land patents and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
she's been. What's the?
So
Oh,
what made you decide to...
Gotta-
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I
I'm
left
sorry.
New York in '79
I apologize, I interrupted.
Oh, no worries.
and came to. I first went to Dallas, not Dallas. I first went to Houston. I did not like Houston at all. Plus, it was flat. See, you see, if you're used to New York, you're used to levels. You know, you can go across some of the bridges. There's certain things where the landscape is. So I'm used to looking up and down and looking at views. Houston was just one particular flat thing. The thing I like about Austin, it has the hill country. You have beautiful views, like you do in New York. Like you go across the BK, the bridges, or the Brooklyn Bridge. I used to ride my bike. From Flatbush to 69th Street and First Avenue because I was an accountant. So I would ride my bike.
Can I ask a question? Is it a rule after talking to you and Lewis that if you move from New York, you have to constantly tell people how much better New York is than everywhere else?
I don't think New York is better. No,
Yeah,
I grew up in New York as a kid. Yeah.
That's going to be...
No.
Never mind. Cut that. He does not like that.
I never went to the Bronx. See, when you're from Brooklyn, you never go to the Bronx. See, ask him; he'll tell you.
No, I'm not. I'm not asking him anything about New York anymore ever again. I'm not gonna. I've vastly misinterpreted it. Well, I know you don't want to go back because you pay attention to crosswalk signs now, so you're assimilating.
No way.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, we
You
did.
take that back.
I can't take that back. I saw it with my own eyes.
Thank you
I saw you
very
had a
much
VFX
for
training.
both of you. It
I used to
really
work
means a
in
lot.
that.
The camera's
Yeah.
pointing that way now.
We'd love to.
I'm former law enforcement. If we just jump right into why we're here today, we got a company with a technology that's been disreputable from their beginnings, and they have, want to
You're talking about Flock or Lightview?
take your
What's
pick.
the difference?
Take your pick. Yeah. And they're all playing into the bigger. I think they're almost all endpoints for what our big government is trying to do. And all the red flags are coming out. All the alarm bells are coming off. Like, this is like full on dystopia. Let's just get a little tighter grip. Some people might be into the Second Amendment, but if you can't protect yourself with free thought, free speech, and freedom of information, or being able to have a discussion. I have kids and I go to the park. I don't want AI. I can, say I could get it. We've got a lot of homeless people. Well, that's another problem altogether. But to, just surveil people in public constantly, we don't want to live in China or England for that matter, or Australia for that matter. Oh, and
It was interesting. There was that PBS documentary that I keep linking people to. It was in 2020 from Frontline, where they're talking about how the AI that they're using, they've been using it since 2020. You walk into a McDonald's, they don't bill you based on you swiping a credit card. They bill you based on facial recognition.
Yeah.
And if you do something that is like, they don't like what you're doing, it can pick up on the behavior, and then they just put it on a big screen to humiliate and embarrass you. And it's like, how
sounds
many
like a
steps-
scene from Idiocracy, right?
Yeah, but like, how far away is that? Like, we have, people have cell phones that carry cameras everywhere that you can put it on social. Like, you're 1 or 2 steps away from what we do here right now. Like, you already have the ability to shame people by having a camera everywhere, and you already see people that do stupid shit in public.
That's
Like,
right.
How far do you have to move? It's not a lot of moves over to get to the point where the camera sees behavior that it doesn't like and automatically uses that to either shame you or send it someplace.
I mean, you can buy that for your home and with home consumer-based technology already.
And the interesting thing is, when he was looking at the proposal, it was something like the news article they were quoting. There's about 3 or 4 parks where 90% of these crimes are occurring, because they were saying that this is 400 parks. How are you going to watch them all? If that's happening in 3 or 4 parks, one cop in each of those parks costs less money than all these cameras. And I think that if I want to break into, like, if I had to choose, somebody's about to break into my car, who do I want next to my car? A police officer or a camera?
Right.
Like, who's going to do more?
Yeah. Right. And
Now,
we
maybe
need
you do have a
jobs.
camera that can do
We'd
more.
love
Maybe you
to-
have a camera that'll shoot out acid or something, but like, that's, I don't know.
Little pepper
I
spray
shouldn't be
built
giving
into
them-
my
I
camera.
shouldn't give them any
Give
ideas.
them any ideas. That's going to be the next update.
It's actually pretty efficient.
I'm sure that's already out there.
RoboCop.
But when you were law enforcement, did they have any of this surveillance technology?
No, that was 25 years ago. So no, but it's a different game today. I hate to say it, but it's just another way to bully people. And that's a lot of what law enforcement is. Bully you to get you to conform to whatever standard seems to be, not necessarily what the law is, but what they want, what they perceive you to want to be. I don't want to be that person.
How far did you come for this?
I'm local. And I heard you moved here. That's
I
great.
did.
Because I always thought you were still in New York. I haven't been following.
She thinks I think New York is better than here.
No, scratch that. I never said that. Did you know he stops at walk lights now?
That's not
He
true.
doesn't jaywalk.
You don't jaywalk anymore?
There's no proof of this.
There's proof. My eyes. My eyes. I saw this.
I jaywalk.
I'm sure it's on a
I
camera.
J jog.
Yeah, Flock probably has it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I know so many things that I need for next time, so that it's not a mess.
Okay. We got the tech guy right here.
Cool. Hey,
Pleasure meeting you, my friend.
nice to meet you.
I'm Lewis.
Henry, first off, thank you for raising awareness of this. I didn't know about it 2 days ago, so and I happened to just have today off randomly. But I work with the homeless population, so the Black Mirror, the way I saw this affecting people the most was some of the people that I work with. who often get involved in the criminal justice system for literally just existing in public spaces, and people just don't want them there because it's people get upset about that and using the loudspeakers to disrupt people. It was the first thing that came to my head. So that, aside from all of the other stuff, I think that was just my angle into it, as I really was worried about them. I also think that spending $2 million on that is a really poor use of resources.
I'll blast bad music for free.
Right, yeah, exactly. I hear tons of guys with lifted trucks doing it all the time here.
And
So
there was this one, there's a park right like 2 blocks away from me. I lived in Ocean and Green in New York City. And I didn't realize that the park closed at 1 a.m. I just didn't know that there was a closing thing because it's a public park.
right.
I didn't think that that was a thing. So usually if I came home really late, the gym closed at 11, I would do calisthenics in the park. I just do pull-ups or whatever, and I'd be dressed like this. And There's
Yeah.
one night that I'm dressed like this. I go to the park. It's 1:03. The police came in and closed the park. I didn't know that it was closing. There's a sign that's like this big, and I got a ticket for it. And I'm just thinking, and I wound up actually taking it to court for the whole thing. And
Yeah.
they looked at it and it's like, really, like just dismissed.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this. What if instead of having a sign that was this big that said closed in the park, what if it just started blasting really bad music at 110 dB? And more importantly, what does that do? Because if it's for it to be 110 dB in the park, it has to be 90 dB over there, 80 dB
Yeah.
where people are listening to. I don't.
Yeah, it's just bad for the public. I also was saying, it's just like, I don't want to go to Zilker like on a date or something and be like, oh, there's cameras. Oh, I guess they're watching us while we're just sitting on a blanket here or something like that.
I
It's
could
just
get
weird. We want to say that we believe everyone's a criminal and that they need to be monitored and like scolded if they do something wrong, or do you think we can like have a society where we can like live and trust people and we don't have to like surveil them at all costs,
But let's say I heard that the reason for this. I read the article that the original proposal was based on was based on cars getting broken into in certain parks. And when I looked at it, 90% of the crime was occurring in about 3 of the parks. So if you have this type of problem, instead of spending 400,000, 2 million on cameras, if I park my car and I have all this highly expensive state-of-the-art modern video equipment in my car that somebody would steal,
Yeah.
that if I have all this stuff in my car somebody to steal, who would I rather have there? A camera or a police officer? Because for the amount of
Yes.
money that you're talking about, if you're talking about 3 or 4 parks, that's 3 or 4 parks that you could put a cop in for each of that. Like
Yes.
the camera's gonna watch the homeless person smash my window and take it because he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think
Yeah.
you realize that it's not going to do it. It's going to be used on normal people to have them be surveilled once somebody gets access to it. Because one of the other gentlemen here was saying where he lives that when you have to type in a reason for why you use the camera, why you look for something, and people were typing in ASDF and donut, which makes me believe that that's not being audited and that nobody cares. So what's to keep you from typing into it? Who do you think this person with this license plate votes for? Find me everybody who votes like them that comes to this area. Tell me what their movement patterns are on average on Friday night. Create a picture that demonstrates what that looks like. Like you're going to be able to have the ability to do all of that, and you're not even going to stop the homeless person from breaking into somebody's car.
Right. Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
Maybe he just comes from living in a more rough neighborhood for like 15 years of my life, but he's going to look at when people think with security cameras, they have this idea. I used to install them as a business. The security camera is there so that you could see who broke into your store and carried everything out. The security camera does not stop them from doing it.
Yes.
Like they're still going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right, and
Well,
that's
flocking these cameras, they don't make money from stopping crime. They make money from your data. They actually have no incentive to really solve crime.
right. And that's like, yeah, I think you want it to actually impact that, and we pay the cops how much, a year to the like starting salary. It's like, why can't they be responsible for, I can actually talk to a cop, right? A cop's not going to blare music in my face. I can actually like talk to him and be like, hey, this is what was happening. Hey, I can give a report to them. I'm not going to just like have some black box that all this information goes into that, like you said, could be used for all kinds of reasons that I have no idea, that might not be for my best interest and stuff like that. So for those reasons, like that's why I'm really against it, and that's scary, and I wish it wasn't happening in Austin. And yeah, I don't really know. I go to Pease Park all the time, and they have like a counter that's like the days since the last like car break-in, and I've talked to people who have had their cars broken into over there, and I don't think I've ever seen a cop car there one time and, going there for 6 years. And it's like, yeah, why don't we just have like some reasonable oversight on those places that might actually stop the crime before it happens, rather than kind of, again, like looking at it like, oh, all right, well, we're gonna hold somebody responsible after the fact when it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, and for people who would say, I do not want an increased police presence in my community, imagine if you asked most of those people, and you really explained this to them, would you rather have a policeman there, or would you rather have a AI camera that watches you everywhere that you go all the time, that then reports to the police anyway? Like, what would you rather have? And I think that they would not choose the camera.
I'm not saying like, crime, like violent crime or robberies don't happen and aren't perpetrated by people who are homeless, but a lot of times it's really small things. It's criminal trespassing, it's public mischief, or just loitering and things like that, or they're getting tickets that they can't pay that end them up in the criminal justice cycle, which just leads them to being in jail and incarcerated, which just, again, spends way more taxpayer dollars on things that are irrelevant than if you had a cop out there who's like, hey, all right, I see that you're, kind of having a hard time, or you're doing something you're not supposed to. Let me get you away from this. Let me actually like talk to you.
Let's take a look at some of these signs. Make Black Mirror fiction again. I love it. It's much better handwriting than mine. Some corpo is watching you. It seems you've forgotten 86R HB 1631. Would you like a reminder? Can you explain what that sign means?
So in 2019, the Texas state government banned red light cameras. In a 3-to-1 vote that was then ratified by the governor, we voted no to automated surveillance systems, at least in traffic lights.
Can you put this closer to that camera? 'Cause I want people to be able to see it. Hey, come on down here. Let's see. Can you zoom in on this gentleman's sign? I want the people that are watching the live stream video to see it. Let's zoom in here.
Houston already.
Oh, yeah, so probably zoom out then. The opposite of zoom in. The other zoom. All right. It seems you've forgotten 86R HB 1631. Would you like a reminder? Now, can you explain what that's for?
So in 2019, the Texas state government signed into law a law that prohibits the use of automated red light cameras in intersections. It passed in the Senate and the House 3-to-1. So, no, Texans have already spoken. We do not want automated surveillance systems in our public spaces.
Why do you think they're trying to do it again?
Because they think they can get away with it. They got away with it in Houston. That's why I drove all the way out here.
You're from Houston?
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
It was. And it cost me a hotel room. I was en route when they said, no, you don't get to speak.
That's bull.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming out.
No problem, Ross.
I thought that needed to be explained. It looks like you're trying to speak out against mass surveillance. Would you like me to help? Yes. Join the Austin Clippies at Signal. The Austin Clippies. I gotta find that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, Louis.
Hello, my friend.
How
Stop
are you?
spying on us. No AI surveillance. I love it.
I don't like my
Nice.
data being sold to people and some random people making money out of me.
I don't even mind if they don't make money, but no surveillance, no Big Brother. 1984 was a warning, not a guide. I like it. We're watching you, counsel. It's interesting. They do seem to behave differently when they're the ones that are under surveillance. For those of you watching, complaining about the camera angle, if you saw the screen on the camera that this woman is forced to deal with, you would call the Department of Labor immediately. It has been completely, it looks like somebody poured alcohol and Listerine on a 2013 MacBook Pro Retina with Steingate, but that times 50.
We're getting water for people.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, yeah. You want to do it? I'll reimburse you if you go do it. Okay.
There's a Royal Blue Grocery. They probably have one.
Can you follow and make sure they don't pay for anything for anybody? Yeah, once I find my card. People who showed up shouldn't have to pay for their own freaking water.
Okay.
There you go. That?
Is there a password or something?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
My name is Kennard.
And you've lived in Austin all your life, right?
Yes, I've lived in Austin all my life. I've seen it change quite a bit.
Like having surveillance everywhere is going to change the vibe that people move to Austin for.
Well, the vibe that people move to Austin for is all but gone effectively. I mean, since the tech companies moved in, and this is just a continuation of what they've been trying to do, and it's a lack of humanity in understanding how people want to live their lives. But on the other side of it, it's just money laundering for corporations who want to take public money and give it to themselves while also helping.
Associations, private businesses. These cameras are everywhere and they share all with each other.
Well, and I guarantee there'll be selective enforcement. Like if the wrong person gets caught on a camera, they're gonna malfunction, and they won't.
It's whoever is in power, whoever holds the reins, and whatever they don't like, you're going to be surveilled.
Yeah, exactly.
There are no Fourth Amendment protections. There is no complaint box you can put a slip in to say you don't want to be surveilled.
Talk to somebody.
You can't opt out of it. You can't drive around them. You can't walk around them. You can't outshop them.
The humanity is gone from it, and that's kind of the point. You know, that seems to be what big tech wants, is to just remove the human from the equation, essentially, and it gives them
You
more
don't make
power.
money, your data does.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I've been in Austin my entire life. Yeah, and I've watched it change quite a bit.
How do you think surveillance is going to affect the culture of Austin that people actually move here for and enjoy?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of the general trend where they get rid of the reason why people like it. And I think San Antonio is probably the last place that still has that culture. Because now it's replaced, with big tech. And big tech has just a warped view of the world that they see it as it needs replacing, when really it needs just interaction and understanding. And ultimately, this surveillance stuff is just about money laundering anyway for companies that want to use public's funds, and expand their pocketbooks in that way. And then at the expense, no, of course. But it also it greases everybody's palms, involved. So I'm glad we have this,
Yeah,
at
the code is
least.
good.
Like I'm so happy with what Lewis is doing. We need to just organize. Like that's the best thing we can do, because they're well organized. They have lawyers and the whole system of government on their side, and all we have is just people deciding to show up. Yeah, exactly. They get paid to do this. We lose money to do this. So it's an uphill battle, but it's worth fighting.
Watched every time you leave.
No, I do not. I really don't, because
I want to keep track of where you live, where you drive, where you go to school, who your kids are, who your friends are, where your
Not at all. Not at all.
Yo, somebody stole my mic frequency. That is evil. Somebody stole your frequency. What? These are wireless mics, so you can't share a frequency with other people. So somebody stole the frequency that I was using on yours. I know, that's evil. How do you feel about somebody stealing your microphone frequency right as you're speaking to people?
pretty shitty. Yeah.
Yes.
What's your name again?
My name is Igor.
Igor.
Yes. Yes. And I think the reason for this specific expenditure not to be passed is that the people who installed those cameras installed them illegally. And these are taxpayer money, and taxpayer money spent on people who break the law is not good. And that's one. And second one is that that increasing surveillance is not good for the people. And I am the people.
Yeah. It works better now. Last thing you said, I think it's sharing it.
So this will increase. So this proposal to spend $2 million on surveillance will increase surveillance on the people and decrease the freedom of the people. And I'm the people, and I want to help the people.
So what makes me the angriest is that they want us to pretend they're big. They want to be like, oh, we're gonna put these massive cameras out, and you're gonna
talking
change.
about live view, saying they purposely make their cameras imposing so that people will act different.
Yes, they want to make the cameras big and imposing. They want to be like, we're gonna make you act different. And then when we say, hey, we don't like that, we're looking at these big imposing cameras and we don't like them. Now they want to pull back and say, oh no, we don't want you to look at our big imposing cameras. You don't have to look at them. Yeah, we're gonna look.
Yeah.
If you want to be big and tough and want us to look at your big cameras, we're gonna look.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What I don't agree with is how much they're spending. $2 million for dumb cameras when they could.
$2 million, should I mention, in a budget crisis at Austin City Council.
Hello.
Hello.
I love the sign.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's see what it says. No surveillance, Big Brother. What made you want to come out here today?
I can just see the potential for it being super, super abused and putting well-meaning people at risk. And that's not what our country's based on. We're not supposed to be having this like major surveillance on us. That's just not, that's against free speech. That's against privacy. And it's just not something I stand for. Thank you.
Let me see what you got written down.
I have two sides.
No consent, no cams. Make love, not panopticons.
Panopticons.
No consent, no cams.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the
thank
things I go over a lot here is that most of these companies don't understand the concept of consent.
Yeah.
And like even when you have an end user license agreement, it's always changing. And one of the things I was reading about is that a lot of the cities where these cameras get implemented, they wind up having these emergency city council meetings where there's nobody there to actually say no to it, or they just keep kind of postponing it and postponing it and postponing it. Where they just hope that you'll forget about it.
Yeah, we were just talking like they could postpone it 50 times. Like we're gonna come every 50 times, you know.
CGF. Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Chinese surveillance, un-American.
It is an American.
You see the PBS documentary that I kept linking to? When somebody does
Yeah.
something that is shameful, it will automatically detect it, and then it puts it up on a big screen, and then they show it to everybody.
Yeah, and this allows the state to do the same.
Because a lot of people I don't think understand is that if you want to have it do that, all you have to do is 3 clicks to load a different model.
Yes.
The model for is somebody breaking into a car versus the model for who did these people vote for on average and when do they show up is really 1 click away.
Yes, exactly. So just giving the state this power to have surveillance over everything every time is horrible. You shouldn't do it. Like I had an option to go to different countries, but I chose the United States specifically because it's a great country to be in. And this makes it worse.
Where'd you come from, my friend?
Ukraine.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
I'm Lewis. What made you come
Nice
out
to
here
meet
today?
you. My anger.
What are you angry at?
The surveillance thing. You know, you think about you read books like 1984 and you see things like they have the like it's something dystopian. It's something we'd only think about in like movies or something, to be like watched all the time. And the thing is, they're not just going to use it for, oh, you're acting shameful, oh, scratches on cars. It's gonna keep spiraling. They're gonna use it to find people they don't like, homeless folks, you know, people who immigrated. They're gonna look for people and they're gonna say, oh, we don't like the color of your skin, and deport them. It's a slippery slope, and they're gonna keep going down. They grabbed a sled, is what they did.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's it. What I think a lot of people don't understand is that the model that is necessary to be able to detect somebody who is keying a car, it's 2 to 3 clicks away for the model for is a homeless person there, for 4 clicks away for who did this person vote for, 6 clicks away for it's COVID in 2020, are you 5 feet away or 6 feet away? And I don't think people understand that it's literally that simple to change it.
You said it better than I did.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.